Welcome back, guys, straight from the nest. It's 1914, World War One, Wars of the World. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves started here with a intro and then the first round. See you at the end.
Hi guys, welcome back to the nest. Viper here. So a couple of different things that we got going on. Last night we did play round two. And some things happened. We'll get to that when the video comes up. But I had a class this morning, so I had to get to bed so that I could, do my thing. Tuesday and Thursday I'll be out of town, and Tuesday and Wednesday I will be out of town, and then Monday and Thursday I'll be in town teaching. But one of the things that I'm trying to work on is I am burning up my keyboard. I don't know if you can see how much the calluses are on my fingertips, that trying to get those rules and stuff set up, because I really want to get those loaded for you guys. So those of you who have played the 7 Years' War, we really appreciate it. Hope that you like it. Hope that it worked out well for you, whichever level that you decided to play it on. There are some other things that we've got. We ordered some pieces from Shapeways. They came in, of course, solid white, because we did not order them colored, but we have been painting them. So as things come along, you'll start to see those as they come in, because those are more modern pieces. We got jet fighters and we've got helicopters. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. So for a heads up, round three starts the Balkan States War with the Ottomans. I am the Central Power, so I am playing as the Ottomans. NATO is going to take on the Balkan states for that particular scenario. And we will get into that of when they actually take their turn during that video. So I hope you guys are enjoying the map that we're playing on. We really actually are, because the differences in production and the differences in land value versus where land borders are. I don't know if you guys saw that or not on the last video, but the borders of the different countries are developed to be more of the World War I style, which is what Doug and Will were really trying to shoot for, and they did an amazing and very, very excellent job doing so. But again, the map is not finalized, so which is why we're playtesting it. We want to help them, further along the expansion of making sure that they've got things accordingly, and will it work for the game. And so we're very blessed that they sent us the map to help them do that, and that we can do that, and that we have the capability to do so. So with that in mind, just remember that the map is not final, the map is not for sale, and we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to really get an idea of what we would be looking at should that map come up anytime soon. But we're not sure if it's going to come up anytime soon, because we know they have a lot of work to do on it. So thank you to Doug Friend and William that from Historical Board Gaming. So let them know, show them your love. They do have a channel here, HPG, right here on YouTube. So give them a shout out, give them some love. Check out their channel with the many different types of dice, because you guys know I like to collect my dice, and there are different expansions and stuff like that. And that's another thing, like with General Hand Grenade, he likes to put out a lot of the expansions and show some of those off too. So really check those out and see what else you can get involved with your game, because these games, you can develop them any way you want. And we love to customize our games and to really look at it in a different way. So with that being said, with the looking a different way, another thing that NATO and I have been doing is putting together a rule list, an optional rule list, in the event that the not so common advisor wins. So with that I mean like the Civil War. Because the South lost by 1 point, one roll of the die. So if the South had won, and we talked about this, and you guys shot me some really cool comments, and they're really, really interesting, and we did take those into effect. We discussed them, and you'll see some of those stuff. And anybody who shot comments, if we use those ideas, trust me, you're going to get noticed. And it's the same thing with Russo-Japanese. And in Russo-Japanese War, historically, Japan kicked the shit out of Russia. That's just the way it is. They beat Russia to a pulp. It was very embarrassing for Tsar Nicholas and the empire. but what would happen if Russia won? I mean, think about it. There could change. I mean, there could be no Bolshevik Revolution because a lot of the reason the Bolshevik Revolution started was because Russia lost to Japan. And so that's something to think about because the what ifs are they're endless. They're infinite. So we can go with this in so many different ways, but we're really going to centralize on a couple of different really basic things. Not so much like the Boer Wars if the Dutch had won or if the English had won. Not so much that, but like big ones, like the American Civil War. Because if there was two different United States countries, then yeah, that could populate a difference because Germany decided to send that telegram to Mexico, if you remember that from your history. So what if they didn't send it to Mexico? What if they sent it to Texas or they sent it to Louisiana or Arkansas or something? Anyway, it's gonna be really cool. So you guys will, stay tuned because that is coming up. It's going to be coming up on the website, so just keep an eye out. And when it's loaded, I will probably put out a big comment or a big discussion on the YouTube page so that everybody knows that it's available. So, like it, live it, love it. Coming up next, round 2 of the 1914 Legacy game, and then right after that, the Balkan War. So we'll see you here very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, welcome back. It's spring of 1912 in our 1914 Legacy game. On the board, a couple things that happened. Nato, his Italians took Kufra, but not without pending losses because I knocked out a good portion of his pieces that he brought in. He brought in on a transport an extra cavalry and an artillery piece, and I made sure they didn't stick around long. So they're gone. And some other things that are going to happen. The next round, the Balkan War starts. So that's the Ottomans against the Balkans. So we're going to take a look at that. NATO's building up that English Navy and some other things on there. Germany is building up their forces on both of the fronts, including a fortification that will come out next round. And there's some other stuff that's going to happen. So let's take it to the board. So you can see that NATO is bringing in his navy here from the British. And he also brought in his dreadnought that was sitting out here next to Bordeaux down here to south of Marseille. He also has his 2 little transports that are sitting here that are French. And I have a couple of my German pieces that are scattered across the Atlantic, and I actually have a plan for those. NATO and I talked about it and stuff like that, about the Navy, the German Navy specifically, pretty much getting their butts kicked all over the Atlantic, and I know that's going to happen, but that's okay, but we're going to work on that.
1 second. Can't see that part of the board.
So all the gray pieces that you see here, it's a little difficult to see, but the gray pieces here, those are all German. American greens over here, and then the light greens, those are all British pieces. And me, I'm just tossing French pieces all over the board. Germany is building up a fortification that's actually going to go here west of Poland. It's kind of hard to see. Here, we'll move the dude. See the dude? And there it is. Plus fighters, another hospital up here in East Prussia, and that way we're making sure that our pieces are covered there. I'm not moving my Zeppelin, but I do want to focus here. This is an airship base. You can get this piece on historicalboardgaming.com as well. If you do not have an airship base, you cannot have a Zeppelin. Your Zeppelin must take off and land back at the airship base no matter what. So that's a little rule that's in there so that you guys are aware of it. We got some more fighters that are building up here in Stettin. And then we have, our pieces down here in Munich and in Western Germany area. The British Navy is building up nice and strong here, but we've got some transports in there too. NATO still has not repaired his dreadnought. I was going to say battleship, but it's World War I. So our dreadnought here. So the Italian dreadnought is still sitting there with one damage, but still has 5 IPPs to be repaired, but must be repaired in a shipyard. So he's got to float it all the way back up here before he can repair it. In China, we have dismissed the Qing Dynasty and the Chinese rebels, so that war is over. One of the things that we are going to be looking at here is that these are German pieces, and Japan is required to take those pieces. I am not expecting to keep them. I have my ships here in the many islands that are all German. I am also not expecting to keep those. Down here in South Africa, between Britain and Germany and France, I'm also not expecting to keep these pieces, but we're going to see what we can do. And the Balkan War is going to be right here, very, very centralized. And Bulgaria is a good portion of that Balkan War. So we have Bulgaria right in here. Move these pieces out of the way so we can see them. And it is up to the Ottomans to take Bulgaria from the Balkans. And that is going to be very significantly important. So I do have my infantry, a coastal gun, a cavalry, a fighter, some artillery. That's all probably going to just bombard the crap out of the Balkans when it comes time. I'm not expecting to keep Sinai, but, you know, roll of the dice. We can see what happens. I mean, the last time we played this, NATO got diced pretty bad, and I just knocked Italy out of the war, so that happened. So that's pretty much what we've got going on right now. Oh, in Mexico, my Mexican rebels knocked out almost all of the Mexican federals. And the reason he has 2 there is because he did roll to receive 1 infantry, but before that he only had 1 left and I had 2. So it's still equal footing. That war is not expected to end for a while, but we will keep our eyes open for that. So looking at this with all of the pieces and the new map layouts and stuff like that, we're really liking this because it really depicts the differences that were during that time frame during the early 1900s. No, again, the map itself is not complete. There's still some things that are missing from it that will be worked into it. Again, this is a prototype, so but we are really enjoying the layout so far with the railroads, the impassable zones, the different IPP powers that you get per territory. So we're going to keep working it, and we got a lot more rounds to go. There's a total of 23 rounds in our game. We are only on round 2, so we got a long way to go. We'll see you guys next time right here on the Nest. Like it, live it, love it. We'll see you at the bottom. Go ahead and shoot us a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thanks.
And a quick addition, the Italian-Ottoman War is over.
Yeah.
The Italians won this time.
Yeah, the Italians did win the Ottoman War this time. Last time, again, you know, the Ottomans totally knocked NATO out of there. Again, did not see that going that way in my head, but that's okay. So, by history, the Italians did win that, so the Ottomans are going to face the Italians, the Russians, and England when the big show kicks off in 1914. Fall of 1914, but we'll get to that. So we'll see you guys next time right here from the Nest.
Hi, Axis and Allies players, and thanks for watching the Nest. Like what we're doing, go ahead and hit a squat on that like button. Share it to your favorite social media. Want to see more videos just like this? Go ahead and subscribe. We'll have more coming to you right from Original Axis and Allies from Milton Bradley, Axis and Allies in 1914 by Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, Shapeways.com, and HistoricalBoardGaming.com, where you can find all of your expansions and other pieces right there online ready for you. We'll see you next time right here, straight from the Nest.